Welcome to the second episode of Cinemacast. My name is Steve McGilvery.
I'm Malik Headley.
I'm Mark Smithchick.
I'm Jason Ford.
This episode we'll be discussing last night's Oscars and our Netflix gems. We'll go through the list of the winners last night. Best Actor went to Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour.
Best Actress went to Frances McDormand and Three Billboards.
Best Supporting Actor went to Sam Rockwell.
Best Supporting Actress went to, Allison Janney?
Yep.
Good job.
I can read.
Best Original Screenplay went to Get Out.
Best Adapted Screenplay, Call Me By Your Name. Good movie.
And Best Picture went to Shape of Water.
Wow. So what do you guys think of last night's Oscars?
Well, besides the awful hosting by Jimmy Kimmel, I gotta say I was actually pretty disappointed by the Oscars, mainly because Baby Driver went home with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And
It's your life, eh?
honestly, it was nominated for 3 things. Dunkirk got every single one of them, and I think Baby Driver is a better movie, especially in those categories.
I probably like Baby Driver better.
Oh yeah, I think it's more enjoyable.
Well, and certainly on the editing perspective too, it definitely should have got in there over Dunkirk.
Big time, yeah. Lady Bird also went home with nothing.
That's actually a big
That's
show.
sad.
Just shocking.
That's very sad.
And Call Me By Your Name only won one award.
What award did Call Me By Your Name?
Call Me By Your Name won Best Adapted Screenplay, but
Screenplay.
What was in that category?
the Best Adapted was Disasterist, Molly's Game.
Tanya, was it?
I forget.
I think Tanya was in there too.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, Call Me
Let's
By Your
say
Name.
I'll say yes.
Call Me By Your Name is a clear favorite though.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna win.
Deserved it.
I'm glad that won, but
I think the most deserved win of the entire night was original screenplay, which went to Get Out and Jordan Peele.
Oh,
big
yeah,
upset.
definitely big.
That's a big upset. I think at least.
that wasn't upset. I thought Three Billboards winning that. But
Like I didn't want it to win. Like I didn't want Three Billboards to win, but I thought it definitely
You
was
thought it
going
would.
to win.
Yeah,
And I'm glad Get Out won.
Yeah,
though.
it's good. It's really good to see that the movie finally got some recognition because
Yeah.
it came out hot and then kind of everyone stopped talking about
Yeah.
it, but then it kind of picked
Picked
up
up.
popularity at the right time. I
Yeah.
thought it was good to see for
that
some.
movie actually, like we talked about this last time, it got a re-release, which
Yeah.
I'm not sure any of the other films actually did. That did come out earlier though. That came in February.
It came out like this time last year.
Yeah, a little earlier,
Yeah.
but it's actually crazy.
I think like all the acting awards though were pretty much locked in from the start,
Yeah.
so it wasn't
Yeah.
too big surprise there. Like I like Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour, but I wish Chalamet would have won. But
Yeah.
Gary Oldman was by far
Def-
clear.
He was
Definitely the
clear
favorite.
Yeah. So there was no surprises there. But as far as Best Picture went, that was up in the air. Could have went.
I was hoping Get Out would
Could
have
have won
won.
either.
but-
I hope Get Out. I thought Three Billboards, but I also Shape of Water was a safe bet to
Yeah.
make. I think.
Everyone was talking about that when
Also, for best documentary, a film called Icarus won, which is a Netflix original. But I don't know anyone who's seen this film,
Yeah.
and that's because it came out 4 hours after the Oscars.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I
how's that
know.
Netflix original if it just came on
It-
Netflix when it won?
It seems kind of
I just
fishy to
started
me
watching
that
that,
they
actually,
win and they're
before-
like, it's
Yeah.
coming out.
Because I
in
saw their
4
tweet, it was
hours.
like 4 hours, like as soon as the Oscars
Yeah,
are over,
yeah.
we're gonna release Icarus on Netflix, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was on Netflix today just scrolling through the past movies I've watched, and I seen it right there. It was like the spotlight, like that
Yeah.
subcategory they have there, and I was
Yeah.
like, I just got released. It doesn't make any sense.
yeah,
you said
exactly.
you started.
I started. Yeah,
They
like,
won the award and then
it's
they
not too
released
bad.
it.
Showing just right now, showing like Lance Armstrong and his doping scandal and stuff.
Cool.
Talks about Russia's
Yeah.
involvement in countrywide
Yeah.
I'll have to-
doping.
for some reason.
Apparently the
government
guy
funded.
that though actually might not be.
Might be safe.
Yeah,
Yeah, whistleblower.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, especially countries like Russia.
Oh, they
right?
do it.
Oh,
for
they'll,
sure.
they'll get the KGB after them.
Last thing they
We
want
might
is
not be
secrets.
safe.
Talking about this?
Well, it was in the hockey tournament this year, they were known as the Olympic athletes from
Yeah.
Russia. They
Yeah.
couldn't even be referred
No,
to
I
as Team
know.
Russia
That's
because
crazy.
of all the
Oh.
sanctions and stuff put on them.
Another deserved win, I thought, went to Deakins and cinematography
Oh,
for
yeah.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I think that was his
29.
14th nomination.
Oh, it was?
He kind of seemed like a little out of it on stage. I
He
don't know.
was.
He was kind of
I feel like he was
jittery.
just pissed because of all the snubs he had in the past.
Probably just.
Yeah.
And
like,
then, but he
getting that.
well deserved that.
Yeah,
though.
100%.
That's
That was a good one.
Yeah, I remember
Beautifully
you talking
shot
about
movie.
that a couple weeks ago. You were saying he deserved to win that. I actually haven't seen it myself, but
Yeah.
you're saying how great it was.
Good movie.
Like you said, though, the hosting was
Oh my God.
just horrific.
He's not a funny guy.
If he gets invited back next year,
Yeah.
I hope he says no. Honestly.
For my sake.
It's the second Oscars where it ended awkwardly.
Yeah.
Just because well, not his fault, but
It wasn't really his fault.
Jimmy though,
but
not helping.
I feel like
he was involved.
he's the bad luck element of it.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna have Oscars with Jimmy, then it's gonna end awfully.
Yeah.
He's
oh,
just
big
a
time.
mean guy.
Not just end awfully. It's gonna be hosted awful.
No.
Yeah,
Bad
the
jokes
entire
throughout.
I don't
Cringe
know-
moments.
I don't know if I laughed at a single thing
No.
Jimmy's done in it.
Might have laughed at one thing, and that
Well,
was
the
it.
one positive they did though, like when they went to that theater, that was pretty cool. Like,
That was cool.
especially if you're sitting in that theater and they
Oh,
brought
yeah.
all the actors and actresses over. I
I couldn't
probably
even imagine.
would have dropped dead myself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They were watching probably what I think looks like an awful movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll
Wrinkle
never
in
watch
Time,
it.
whatever.
Fuck.
Don't
Yeah.
go with- don't tell me.
Oprah
Oprah.
Winfrey.
Yeah, what the
Reese
Chris
Witherspoon.
Pine, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that looks.
I don't think he's good enough to carry that movie though.
It reminds me of.
The nerd looks ridiculous.
Reminds me of like Valerian, just because the amount of
Yeah.
CGI.
You know, that didn't work out, so.
No.
Apparently that's a bad movie. I didn't
Yeah.
see it, but
I didn't watch it either, to be honest.
But I find the Oscars is pretty much the same every year. Like the best movie necessarily doesn't win. It's all about like the marketing team, how much they push it, you know.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I don't know. I didn't really.
I think I saw better than.
I didn't
Shape of
agree with
Water.
Shape of Water winning
Well,
because
it seems like recently, like the person who's like deserves it most, or like the person who's like been waiting the longest, seems to get it.
yeah, Oldman
Like,
especially.
Yeah, and it seems like even just like Del Toro, when
Yeah,
he got
exactly.
the Golden Globe
Globe.
earlier, like they try to brush him off stage, like nah,
Yeah,
this
no,
many
that's
years
true.
and waiting, so it kind of seems like people who have been waiting for
Yeah.
it. Like,
Del Toro
seem to
got
get
what,
it.
like best director,
Best
and
director,
best picture.
Best
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
and they won a couple other.
One like
they won
some
score.
sound stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some like subcategories.
They got like the set
Yeah, set
design, I
production
think.
and,
Cleaned up.
Yeah.
The score was nice for that movie though.
Yeah, it was.
That was good, but there was a lot. Phantom Thread, I think, should have won that.
Fan thread, yeah.
It did have a good score.
So, what did you guys think of Frances McDormand's
Speech?
call to arms? Her
Oh my
speech.
God.
That was
so
scary
funny.
at some
I was
point.
actually scared when she was
Yeah.
yelling.
She's
She's making noises.
No.
She doesn't
Yeah.
care what she says.
No.
She's been around so long that
Yeah.
she just doesn't matter.
She's
But-
one person I don't actually like. I don't mind if she does something like that.
Yeah, she's a-
like
yeah.
I just find her funny. Like I
yeah,
like her.
she's actually really likable.
She
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Like for
She
people
is.
who are like, I find most
Someone
people
else
who
did
like
that,
to
I-
say whatever. It's kind
Yeah.
of cringy and like annoying.
And she doesn't even care about the awards. Like she even
No.
said in the past award show, you should start giving it to younger people, like Saoirse Ronan and stuff. And
Yeah.
I think as far as that goes, like Timothée Chalamet will get another chance to win an Oscar.
Oh,
Yeah.
if he keeps this up,
22,
he's the
youngest
youngest
nominee.
ever.
ridiculous.
So,
Yeah.
Beautiful boy looking like
or,
a bee.
or he might go downhill. I don't know.
He looked like he was
Well,
having like a great time the
Oh, he-
entire time.
yeah,
He definitely
was.
knew he wasn't going to win.
No,
But like,
he's-
there's always that in your back of your mind that you want to win.
Yeah,
But-
he's definitely the up and coming star though.
Yeah, but it is
So,
really
Leonardo
nice that he
DiCaprio.
did get the nomination that young, though,
Exactly,
because
yeah.
like, he is a fantastic
Oh,
actor,
well
and he has
deserved.
like quite a few good roles
He
too.
does,
That
yeah.
just recently started seeing.
I just remembered he was in Interstellar.
He was it.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey's child.
But yeah, the 90th Oscars though had a couple good movie montages, which was nice.
Yeah, good show throughout, pretty much.
Yeah.
A little too long, but that's every year.
Yeah. But yeah. So anything else to say about the Oscars? Wrap it up.
No, good time.
What was it?
Sad that it's
Long.
over.
Long, very long. I mean,
Long.
I think it ended around 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It ended
so-
around one.
Passed out.
Yeah, actually,
Right
I
after.
didn't make it to the end myself. But
Lucky.
But the only thing to look forward to now is a bunch of new movies coming out. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
for fighting for next spots or next year's Oscars. So
Wait,
keep you up to date
something
on-
else in the Oscars
Yeah.
is Black Panther got a lot of praise, and mainly
To
because
be-
it just made a
also-
bunch of money.
it did.
I read something today. It made 18 days, made $900 million.
Yeah, like I was
ridiculous.
reading something today as well, and the movie is beyond overrated. It's
Oh,
the
God.
most
Oh.
overrated.
People are
thing.
saying it's winning an Oscar next year.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Oh, if it does, then that's when the Oscars were rigged. But
Yeah.
like,
Oh God, I didn't
just,
even.
yeah,
I didn't see it, but
overrated.
Yeah, and then what do you guys think about the different musical performances
I liked
in the Oscars?
the Coco one was really horrible.
Like
That was
The Voice
horrible.
was-
I found
terrible.
the first two I heard, I thought wow, these are pretty bad, but I started thinking like maybe it's just like the acoustics in the room or something like
Yeah.
that because
Possibly,
like
yeah.
2 in a row,
It's a big room, too.
and
I guess.
then I heard like a good one.
Yeah, The Mystery of Love from Call Me by Your Name.
He's really
Yeah.
Also John Stevens, who got robbed of best song, I think,
Oh,
original song.
that's a big
But
robbery.
he was great.
Yeah, that was good, and
That's
then
a beautiful song.
It was.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful voice.
and then
Beautiful man.
there were some good performances, but then like I realized that the other ones were just bad.
Yeah.
They were. Oh, there was one that was really
like
bad.
Common's spoken
Oh my
word
God.
freestyle thing. Oh, that
Yeah.
was tears off my lip.
I was literally cringing. I couldn't even move.
Oh, there was enough cringe moments to last me till
Oh,
the
for the rest of my life.
Honest to God, yeah.
The Get Out one, when Buddy came on stage.
Oh,
that was
yeah,
actually
no,
very
that
cringeworthy.
wasn't funny.
I like that was the actual guy though.
Yeah, I liked how it was like a
I
Get
liked
Out
how
joke.
he actually brought
It was
me
kind of
in.
like a good
And-
like, but like it was just awkward.
Also the Jimmy Kimmel's younger
Little
version
kid?
of himself.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, he has
It's
like the
he's
stick.
he's not funny.
No,
He's
no,
not.
he is really not.
I
What?
can just picture Jimmy in a room like, guys, I got a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk out on stage, but it's not gonna be me. It's gonna be young me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have a talk.
Everyone.
And everyone, oh, that's a great idea, Jimmy.
Great Jimmy, great. Yes,
Jimmy,
let's do
that's
it.
why you're here, buddy.
That's what I mean, big bucks.
I was trying.
Man.
What is he famous for besides being a talk show host? Anything?
No, I don't think so.
About it.
Even Jimmy Fallon, which I'm
He
not
was
the
in-
biggest fan of him. He
he's
was
in
in some movies
Yeah,
at
he's-
least.
he was an actor
Almost
before.
Almost famous. He's in what
Yeah.
Taxi with
Yeah.
He's in that-
Latifah.
He's in that one movie
Fever
where
Pitch.
Fever
Fever
No,
Pitch.
what? Fever Pitch. It's actually
Yeah.
guilty pleasure of mine.
You know
He's
what,
another-
though?
he's another guy
I think
driving
it has
nuts.
Yeah.
0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
Anyway,
was he in the Ringer too? Like when pretends to be the Special Olympics guy?
That was Johnny Knoxville.
yeah, it's
Johnny
Johnny
Knoxville.
Knoxville.
Yeah.
That is a funny
Yeah.
movie though.
That is.
I don't know which one it was.
That movie cannot be made today.
No,
Oh, God.
World's too sensitive.
That would be it.
No.
That would be it. All right. So you want to start off with the Netflix list now?
I guess
Yeah,
we're
I
into the
guess
Netflix
we'll go into
gems.
it.
Go to Netflix gems.
You want to start?
I'll start it off. My first movie is Miss Stevens. It's directed by Julia Hart. It actually stars Timothy Chalamet and Lily Reinhart. This movie, I think it's only an hour and a half. It's an independent film, and this is Chalamet's one of his first films. But I heard about this because I heard one of his scenes, and it's like really powerful. So I watched it, and oh my god, what a movie!
Oh yeah.
If you had a chance to watch this on Netflix and it's only short, like I said, seriously watch it because his monologue at the scene at the end, just phenomenal.
That'd be actually one of the best scenes I've
Oh,
ever seen in a
man.
movie.
Yeah, I actually just recently watched it on your recommendation.
Yeah.
It is fantastic.
Did
you watch it, Mike?
I really
No,
do.
I got yet to
It's
see
not
it.
rated good. It has like kind of bad ratings online, but
I
it
think
actually
it's
doesn't
just
doesn't
'cause-
service like doesn't do it right.
Just because independent as it comes, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, the ratings
and
don't do it
Also,
justice.
the actors aren't that big in it either.
No.
Like the next biggest actor besides him is Lily Reinhart.
Yeah.
Who's
The girl,
who's in Riverdale.
that's what
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say the girl from Riverdale. If
Yeah.
anyone, I say a lot of people watch Riverdale.
So yeah, if you like Riverdale, she's in it.
Yeah, she's in it. But I would definitely give that a watch because
That's
Chalamet, and that was one of his first ones. But really emotional scenes. But
It does have a cool story too.
It does, yeah.
Very good movie.
good music in it, and yeah, definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, it
That's
does have
my
good soundtrack.
my first one, Jay.
I'll go to mine. Wild. Cast Reese Witherspoon and Laura Dern, I guess,
Yeah.
and director Jean-Marc
Felice,
Felice.
I guess.
Glad you guys did research on all your films.
Yeah.
I don't know anything other
No.
than what's on the screen.
Yeah, this is a movie. It's Steve told me to watch it. Actually, he saw it a little bit ago, and it is, wow, it's a really good movie.
Journey.
Yeah, 2
I've
hours
never
long.
seen it.
Great.
Oh, it's really good. It's actually based on a true story, which is pretty crazy. Just like this girl, like pretty much tries to find herself on a trail. That's like a really long trail. Though, what is it, like 3 months?
Yeah, it's like the Pacific Trail in California or whatever it's
Okay.
called.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she had a rough past.
Yeah,
like,
her life was really rough.
drug abuse. Like she was
Oh, okay, so it's like one of those feel good
sex
stories.
addict,
Yeah.
and she
That's
kind of
cool.
just
She
tried
like
to
finds
find
herself on the trail, and it's like true story, and it's actually fantastic.
Oh, nice.
I watched it the other
Simon
day.
and Garfunkel songs in it. And
Yeah.
just
Nice.
a great,
It just like
a great story.
cuts back from like her past and like on the trail, and just like she meets like new people. And honest to God, I don't really like Reese Witherspoon, but that is a fantastic
It's
movie.
actually a shocking role
Yeah,
for her.
and she
because-
was nominated for Best Actress.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know who won that year,
I
but
think it was
she actually could have.
still Alice Julian Reed. Is it
Oh,
red hair?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is a fantastic movie. If you ever get a chance to watch it on Netflix,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
definitely would.
It is great.
It doesn't have crazy good ratings, but it's
No.
well,
90 on Rotten Tomatoes. which is
7.1. Anything above a 7 is usually good.
great. Yeah.
But Marcus, you can.
The first one I have is the Talented Mr. Ripley, starring Matt Damon, Jude Law, and Gwyneth Paltrow's in it too. Directed by Anthony Minghella.
Yeah,
I
close
think
enough.
that's how you say it. But great movie from 1999, so it's not really that recent at all. But it's like based in Italy in the 1950s, which is pretty cool as it is. Matt Damon is hired by Jude Law's dad to go pretty much bring him home because he's like a playboy, he's like living up life, and then Matt Damon is like a nut bar in it, and he wants to live.
yeah.
He wants to live their life.
He's a weird guy.
And it's actually so good, and there's so many like twists and stuff in it. Oh, it's great. You should,
Philip Seymour Hoffman. Too.
yeah, Philip Seymour
Yeah.
Hoffman. Yeah.
Oh, he is. I haven't seen that
He is.
forever. I remember you told me to
Oh,
watch it, and it's really weird.
I watched that, I think, last year for the
Yeah.
first time.
It's been on Netflix for
Haunting.
a while.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, it is. It is actually
Yeah.
haunting.
Matt Damon's a young man too.
Yeah,
so.
he is. Oh, it's
Must have-
Just coming
must-
off Go Will Hunting.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
like 2 years later, I think.
Yeah.
99. I think
yeah,
that
it's,
came out
it's
really
really, really good.
It's definitely a star-studded cast and
Yeah,
must
exactly.
watch.
Look-
I think
like
on
looking back
Netflix.
now.
Yeah.
Definitely a gem.
Yeah.
I like it. My first movie, I watched it recently, is the movie Tower. This is a documentary about the 1966 shooting in Texas at the university when the guy climbed up into the tower. And this documentary does something that you probably won't see anywhere else. It mixes like historical footage with animation and then live interviews of the people that were there. And I think it's amazing. It's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember
ended up
you
watching
recommended it, but
Did you?
it-
It's really good.
when you said to watch it, I didn't like how good it was, so I decided to watch it, and my God, it is powerful to say the least.
From the opening scene, you can tell it's
Great.
going to be good, like with
Yeah.
the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's definitely on my watch list. I
Oh,
haven't
big
gotten
time,
to see
yeah.
it yet, but
It's,
I definitely
it's
will.
just it's so different, and then it also it's really relevant as well today.
Yeah, with everything going on in the
Yeah.
United States.
Even
and
like
stuff.
at the end, where they, like, well, I don't really want to spoil it, but like at the end where they like tie everything like together, what's going on like today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Which is another reason to watch it is stuff like that just occurred. So
Yeah, it's kind of like current day things pretty much going on.
Plus, like this is a thing that actually happened, so it's good to know about. It's good to learn about things.
exactly.
Yeah, it's really informative. So it's actually just good to just if you want to
So basically,
Anyone
watch
ever
it,
ask?
educate yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
be smart.
And I like how it's not like from a view of an outsider. It's all people that were in the event, personally involved. Watch it.
Yeah, very good. I like it a lot.
All right. My next one on the list is The Babadook. This is on many lists rated the #1 horror movie of all time. It's a foreign film. It's about a single mother, and her young boy who he's just like, I don't know, he's troubled
He's
in
strange.
many ways. And then they read this book, and it's called The Babadook, and it's just this haunting figure. And the boy, and she's a little off herself, and she starts to think that the Babadook is real, but it's all in her head. I remember watching this movie for the first time,
Is it?
and it actually made me physically sick.
You
How
watch,
scary it
you
was.
watch it in bed together.
Weird
as that sounds.
Yeah, but it was literally like horrific.
Oh, it's really scary.
Yeah, I made the mistake of watching this movie in the
Alone?
middle of the night,
No.
home alone.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did not leave my room.
Yeah,
I finished
I did
it.
the same thing. I actually don't think I slept a second.
I think I watched it twice, and like it's so horrifying,
Yeah.
especially
The scenes near the end.
towards the end.
Yeah, the ending scenes are actually very scary.
But
I don't know what was going on.
I'm a big horror fan, and there's like I always know, there's not many horror many horror movies out there that are actually decent.
Yeah, and
No,
like you
especially
said,
not on
Like you
Netflix.
said, it's rated like insanely high.
It
on this,
is,
but like
yeah.
a lot of people still haven't even heard
No,
of it. Like,
It's
exactly.
foreign.
seen
It's a
it,
foreign
yeah.
film too.
And
so
I think
that's
it just got
another
on
reason.
Netflix not too long ago, probably a
Not
couple
too long
months.
Probably like 3 months. or
So
something
if you're
like
into
Yeah, I
horror
watched it
films,
recently.
I would definitely recommend that.
that. Oh, it's on every list I see for like top like scariest
sure.
movies all time.
Yeah.
Okay, for my second one, Inside Llewyn Davis, and then the director is the Coen Brothers. Stars Oscar Isaac, Justin Timberlake, and Adam Driver. And I watched this movie because Coen Brothers are fantastic, and they have many good movies. And it's based in the
60s.
60s. He's Oscar Isaac's trying to be like a folk singer, and he's good, but like he doesn't really have like what it takes to like get big, and it's just like his struggle in life. And
Yeah.
it's really good. It's just like people he meets like on the road trying to get big, and just trying to live life. And he's really broke. He's a couch surfer,
Yeah,
So
sad life he lives.
yeah, it's very sad and just good. Like it's just a good movie. Like he's a good singer.
Oh, he actually has a great
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
I was actually him singing.
He sings in the
Yeah,
movie.
it is.
He's
Oh,
actually,
yeah, it's actually him.
Oh, that's cool.
and he actually has a really good voice.
Oh, yeah.
And like I guess all the songs are original for it.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Has, like,
the
a
guy
song,
from
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's
right?
Star Wars guy, if
it's
anyone
like,
watches
the-
Star Wars.
the new one.
How?
That guy
Poe?
was last night.
Poe.
yeah.
Poe
Poe.
Dameron.
Yeah.
And the time frame in which this Inside Llewyn Davis was actually like in the early 1960s in this part of New York was actually like the folk uprise. So
Yeah.
like Bob
Bob
Dylan
Dylan.
first
Yeah,
started
it's like
here.
when
So
folk music's really
the
big.
Coen Brothers are right into stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that movie.
Yeah,
the-
Oh, brother,
Them-
we're at that.
Yeah, that's actually, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's actually another great one too.
Yeah,
that's
so
that's a
they
great
love it.
movie, and like the soundtrack alone is enough to watch it.
It is.
Yeah, every
Especially the
song.
start. I think the first 10 minutes just him singing, but it's so
yeah,
calming.
the first
and
5
nice.
minutes is like pretty much just him singing.
It's
and
also
he's-
hilarious.
Oh, it is
Oh
funny.
yeah. Oh, it's that
Dark
sad,
comedy, of course.
saddest life ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really good. That's pretty new. 2013.
Yeah,
It's only what is it? I'm gonna say like 2 hours,
I'd say.
Yeah.
something like that. I didn't write it down. Of
But
course.
anything Coen Brothers, give it a
Yeah,
watch.
pretty much anything Coen Brothers watch.
My next one I have is Ex Machina. Machina? I don't know.
Is it Machina or Machina? I don't. It's one of those.
I don't know. It's,
Yeah.
I
Either
see
way,
it a lot, but I don't know the name.
It's starring Alicia Vikander, Oscar Isaac
Oscar.
again, and
Good for him.
Dormal Gleeson, I think is they say his name.
Something like that.
Directed by Alex Garland. It's based on Gleason's character who he works for this tech company and he wins a week getaway to his like CEO's private estate, and his CEO's like a big shot. He's super rich and whatever. And shortly after he gets there, he finds out that he's the human component of a test on to find out the conscience of a robot.
The Turing
Okay.
test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they soon realize the robot's played by the Alicia Vikander, but they soon realize that she's a lot more conscious, a lot more human than they initially thought, and then a bunch of stuff happens. It's actually really, really cool, and a lot of the visual effects and the shots in it are just
Yeah.
outstanding. It's
Must be independent, is it?
I'll have to watch it.
yeah, it
actually.
is. Yeah,
I was
it's-
gonna say
it's-
because I don't even know anyone that's.
The movie's also very like tense,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
very
and-
suspenseful.
yeah, and there's always like an uneasy feeling in the whole
The
movie.
look of the robot thing kind of makes me feel weird.
It's
know
no,
why.
it's
It's the same director as
Willis.
Annihilation, which is in theaters now.
I was
And
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie, but it looks like kind of the same kind of vibe to it.
I guess he's like
Oscar
a
Isaac's in
sci-fi.
it. This
Sci-fi.
one as well.
Okay,
Is
yeah,
it?
So
Is he in
Kobe,
Annihilation?
yeah, he's in Annihilation.
He's
Yeah.
I
a-
actually, I
whatever.
actually didn't even realize that was the same guy in the Star Wars
Yeah.
movies until like
Yeah,
just recently.
he was on stage last night.
Yeah.
But I'll have to give that a watch. So
No, yeah,
because it's great reviews
I definitely
too.
yeah, it's like 7.7 IMDb, which is
Oh,
fantastic,
fantastic.
and a 92 on Rotten.
I remember
Yeah.
seeing someone
To watch
like
it.
I watched online talking about that and said it was really good. I think it was Mojo maybe saying. good-
Yeah,
good movie.
it's a great movie, and it's just so visually nice too.
Yeah.
Like,
That's also been on Netflix for.
yeah,
10 years now?
It is,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, my next one is kind of like it's a 2-for-1. It's Blue Ruin and Green Room, and that's because directed by the same guy, Jeremy Saulnier. And I don't know if any of the guys seen
I've
any of
seen
these
Green
movies.
Room.
I saw
Green
Blue.
Room?
I saw
Yeah.
that too. What's it called again?
Blue Ruin?
Yeah, I saw. I saw it actually
Yeah.
till the point. Well, I'm not gonna ruin the movie. I'm gonna say I got about 50 minutes in.
All right. Well, both these movies do a great job at depicting horrible situations graphically
Yeah.
and
Oh.
realistically.
Is it ever gory?
The
And-
gore is unreal.
Especially Green Room, it's super suspenseful, and all I can say is watch these. I don't want to say too much about them, just because there's like shock value when you see them.
I didn't know Blue Ruin was on Netflix.
It is. I don't know if
That's shocking.
it might still be.
I don't. I it probably is. I
If
just.
it's not-
I was looking at Green Room today actually.
Okay. Yeah.
The only reason why I found Blue Ruin because I've searched up movies that were like. I searched up movies that are like.
Green Room?
No, they're. Oh, what is it? What's Coen Brothers?
yeah.
No Country for Old Men.
No Country.
That's
Okay.
what I searched up. Yeah, and that was like apparently it was like that, but I don't know.
Yeah. There's also one of the actors that's in both of these movies. He's friends with the guy. Has his own movie on Netflix as well. It's called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore.
Oh yeah.
It's
So-
a very independent film. It's
That's
alright.
That's new, I think, isn't it?
It's a couple of years, I think.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw it like I didn't watch it, but I saw it like on Netflix. I was
Okay.
watching.
Oh yeah. Mine's actually a 2-for-1 too because the same director. But the first one is Francis Ha and While We're Young. They're both directed by Noah Baumbach, and he also has the Meyerowitz stories on there. But he's very independent. Like, if you watch his films, he actually said that he tried to make Francis Ha look like a first film, and it was completely shot in black and white. Greta Gerwig stars in it, the director of Lady Bird, and so does Adam Driver. And it's basically about this girl just living her life in New York. It's only an hour and 20 minutes, which is very short.
Yeah, so it's a quick watch.
So it's quick, and it's actually enjoyable. And While We're Young stars Ben Stiller, Naomi Watts, and Adam Driver again. I guess it seems like he's in every one of his films, but he has a specific style. He shoots it all in New York, it seems, every one of his movies. And the While We're Young, Ben Stiller's a filmmaker that is working on this documentary, and Adam Driver kind of looks up to him. Okay. And they're trying to make this film together, but stuff just starts unraveling. But they're really good, and they're short. So Noah Baumbach, and he has a new film coming out, which also stars Adam Driver. I think it's coming out later this year. I'm not sure if it has a name or yet, but yeah,
he loves Adam.
Well, I find that's the way with some directors. Like, it seems like almost every movie they put out, there's just that one actor that they have in every one.
It's a staple. There's that one guy.
Like, whether it's a major role or just a minor one, it seems like every director has that.
Yeah, you can see pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
So two pretty decent movies.
Never saw the While We're Young with Francis Ha.
Yeah, Francis Ha was good.
Greta Gerwig. I like her. My third one is Being John Malkovich. It stars John Malkovich, Cameron Diaz, John Cusack, and Catherine Keener. Is that his name? Keener. It's 1999. It's like probably more known than most because it's like technically like a cult movie, and pretty much the movie's about. I don't even know how to explain it.
It's a warp.
It's
Spike Jonze.
Yeah, Spike Jonze director. It's just weird. Like, they pretty much find like a tunnel to become John Malkovich, and like the movie just kind of plays off that. And it's just like just a lot of weird things happen.
Cool little thing though.
What about it?
Catherine Keener is the mother in Get Out.
Okay.
And the story about this is you enter a mind, and in Get Out, you go into a sunken place, and Jordan Peele was asked about the resemblance, and he said 100%.
Yeah,
they
had like conspiracy theories.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And especially for a movie that might not that be well known.
Yeah, exactly. That he actually did that. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, like, it's on. It's really rated good. 7.8 and 93 on Rotten. Yeah. And the director, Spike Jonze, he has a bunch of good movies.
I actually haven't gotten around to watching it yet.
It's like very, 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 very strange. But I like it. It's good.
John Malkovich is a strange guy.
John Cusack. Good role. Anyway, that's my third.
My third is Tropic Thunder. Not exactly the same theme that we're going on with everyone else, but it's from 2008. We got Robert Downey Jr., Ben Stiller, Tom Cruise, Jack Black, and Ben Stiller actually directed it too. It's just absolutely hilarious in my opinion.
Oh, it's so funny.
One of the funniest movies that I can remember in recent time.
Yeah.
They're all actors in the movie, and they go to Southeast Asia to film like the biggest blockbuster war film of all time. It turns out that it's not a movie anymore because a bunch of stuff goes wrong and a bunch of guerrilla fighters come and it's hilarious.
The cast is so funny. Like McConaughey, Cruise.
Yeah.
Like these are guys you wouldn't see her.
But and the thing is, like, Tom Cruise in that movie, if you watch it, he's like, it's not a Tom Cruise role at all.
Apparently he was actually supposed to get the nod. I heard Tom Cruise.
Seriously?
Seriously?
He's absolutely hilarious, and he actually plays Ben Stiller's agent. Yeah. And he's just hilarious.
The movie trailers at the start of that, the fake movie trailers, are by far the funniest part of that whole movie.
The one with Rob Downey Jr. and Tobey Maguire, Satan's Valley. Hilarious.
Sweat.
If you're into comedies, just give that a watch.
That's just a funny movie.
If you're ever laying around one night and you're just looking to have a laugh, throw it on. You will not regret it.
If you need a laugh one night, the cast must have cost them.
Oh my god.
$2 billion to get them.
I was shocked when I seen Ben Stiller directed it himself.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Did he?
Yeah, hard to believe.
Really?
Mastermind.
Funny guy, I guess.
My next one is also a comedy. It's Office Space, which I think is an extremely underrated comedy.
Oh, big time.
It basically follows a guy who hates his job, which already makes it extremely relatable.
So basically everyone on Earth.
My life.
And his only goal really is to relax. And through a
Possibly.
hypnotism gone wrong, he achieves this enlightenment, and ironically soars in his career from
Yeah.
that point.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because
so
he
funny.
just becomes
Yeah.
completely carefree, and it's whatever happens. He's
It
okay
actually
with
works
it.
out for him.
Yeah, and
Has
it's-
a young Jennifer Aniston
Yeah,
in it
well,
as
It's
well.
always good.
Yeah.
Which is always
showing
at,
her,
least,
showing her flair.
at
Yeah.
least a reason to watch it anyway.
Well,
First Leprechaun, she
First
stars in it,
Leprechaun.
and that might be the worst movie of all time, but you
I
gotta
like
give it a
the
watch.
first Leprechaun. I'm not gonna lie.
You like it?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch it.
it's so bad. It's good.
Yeah, that's
not
Yeah.
to mention she's just looking fantastic. You have to-
She gotta be.
One
I
of-
think she's like 17, isn't?
One of the funniest parts in Office Space is when he says, I come into my job every day, the first 2 hours I just stare at my computer screen, stare at my desk.
Look like Morgan.
It's just so
That's probably
funny.
around lunchtime.
gets
And it's not around lunchtime, so I wrote to you.
He gets the same memo 3 times within
Yeah.
5 minutes
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he has like 3 bosses,
Oh, the boss.
and then he talks
Oh.
to the Bobs about it.
Oh,
Yeah, also his
boss.
boss in it is probably one of the most like not funny characters.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
in
hilarious.
screen history.
everyone probably sees him as the meme with the
Yeah,
coffee
like-
cup.
Yeah, it's like the so
Oh,
basically
yeah.
that.
If you,
Yeah,
you might
hi.
not have like seen the movie Office
Yeah.
Space, but I think you for sure have seen the meme of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few memes, like either him or like the one it's like, I don't know what the one we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's
All
hilarious.
right, my next one is another horror. It's Creep. This is directed by Patrick Bryce. It stars actually Patrick Bryce and Mark Duplass. This whole movie actually only has them two in it the entire time.
Yeah, it's
And the
right
voice,
there.
it has the voice of
Has the
it-
voice of
yeah.
a girl.
A
Girl,
woman,
yeah.
yeah.
This, when I first seen this, I didn't know what to think of this.
Cinemacast.
This is one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
Just because it's so independent.
Oh,
and,
it shot with a camcorder,
yeah,
literally,
and no one has seen this movie.
and it
And
is
it's-
so creepy.
Yeah, well,
Like-
it literally to the name, right?
Like it is, but like it is so maniacally and like horrifying that this character, Joseph is his name, I think.
Joseph.
Joseph. Yeah.
Went just
He's just a twisted individual.
and they actually just released Creep 2 on Netflix, and it's not as good as Creep 1, obviously.
Well, see,
because-
never is, right?
But,
So.
but
You
like,
liked that, though,
but
didn't
I
you?
did like Creep 2. It's more funny than horror,
Yeah, so-
really. But
Basically, Creep is a guy named Joseph hires a guy named Aaron to document just one day of his life for his kids.
Is he dying stages?
Because yeah,
Brain
dying
dead.
stages.
Yeah.
But and things just get maniacal. They get weird.
Yeah,
Yes.
things don't go
Peach
good.
Fuzz, he has a mask that he wears, Peach,
Peach
Fuzz,
Fuzz.
and the end scene
Oh
might
my
be one of the
God.
most maniacal
You
in any film.
you have to watch
Yeah,
this
you
movie.
have to watch it.
That-
I don't want to spoil too much of it,
Yeah.
but it's
That definitely got to be one of the biggest Netflix like gem
I'd
out
say,
there. I'd
yeah.
say.
Definitely.
Because I say
100%.
nobody saw
Well,
that.
even the second trailer, it says like from the cult classic, like the first Creep. So I'd say down the road you'll start to hear more of it, but
Yeah.
definitely watch Creep. It's just
Yeah, so basically watching it now
It's
just
insane.
to get ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
It's definitely
honest to God.
So, you, so you can say you've seen it before then.
Yeah,
It's rated
well,
really good, too.
It is rated
After
really good.
seeing both Creep 1 and 2, I think the actor who plays Joseph is willing to do pretty much anything.
anything, especially
Okay.
Creep 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Must do
Yeah.
something weird, does he?
Oh. But if you do like horrors, this is great.
Yeah, definitely put it on the watch list.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll go now. My fourth one is Memento. Stars Guy Pearce. I always
Yeah.
mess up his name. Director Christopher Nolan. It's probably not like a gem, I guess, but I don't know. I say a lot of people saw it because it's like a really good movie.
Well, I actually haven't seen it until recently,
Yeah.
and I do watch it a lot.
Yeah, it's
of
definitely
movies.
not
was-
his most popular
No,
movie.
No.
but it is Christopher Nolan who is a popular
I think,
director.
yeah.
My
It's probably like my second or third favorite.
it's
Yeah,
my it's my favorite Nolan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too, big time. I love it.
Wow.
Oh, it's
time, yeah.
fantastic.
This is a movie that you literally don't want to look at anything before you watch it.
Oh yeah.
You want to go into this as blind as possible, I'd say.
If you
Yeah.
look at your phone during the movie too,
That's it.
There you go.
Yeah,
'cause
well,
it's-
that's the other thing. Yeah, if you're gonna watch this movie, like you have to actually watch it. You can't step away. You
It's
can't,
a-
you can't be half watching it because if so, then
Good thing though, it's not
walking
even. It's not a
around.
problem because the movie's so interesting.
No,
It's-
yeah.
it's-
Oh, it has your attention the whole time.
yeah. And I like him anyway. Like I like all Christopher Nolan movies, and this is like such a good idea. Did he write it?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Seems to be though. Seems to be original.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty original. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
this is,
it's really cool just because
Yeah.
how like the short-term memory loss and
Yeah.
he can't remember what happens.
yeah. I can't
Trying
really
to
even
find-
give the
trying to
movie.
find
I can't
kid.
even give a description about the movie. This is the guy. He has short-term memory loss, and he's just trying to figure out
It's
something.
basically shot in a way that it seems like you have short-term memory.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on.
It's crazy.
You know what I
And
mean?
like,
Yeah.
the whole point of the movie is he's trying to find the murderer of his wife.
Yeah.
And it's,
Like during the incident, like when his wife was murdered, he got that like
Yeah,
Tat-
yeah, brain injury.
tattoos, all stuff onto him that
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has to remember.
But like
It's a
we
mind
said,
warp.
like I don't want to spoil too much of it because it
Yeah.
is a great
Yeah.
film and you want to.
I actually couldn't spoil it if I wanted to. I don't know how to. But
I
yeah,
forgot.
funny guy.
Uh-huh.
That's definitely a must-watch on Netflix, I'd say.
8.5 on IMDb too.
Yeah, which is
Which
fantastic.
is one of the
I
best.
don't know what the Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
is because it wasn't online.
My next one is Rounders. We have Matt Damon again, Edward Norton, and John Malkovich again.
Oh,
Yeah,
Getting some love.
Yeah.
Pay this man his money.
Oh yeah. Director is John Dahl, I believe I say it. So basically, what this movie is about, it's Matt Damon is a huge poker fan, avid gambler, and he goes to these underground poker games all the time. And he goes to this one that's pretty popular in the movie, hosted by John Malkovich's character known as KGB. He's like a Russian mobster, and Matt Damon loses every penny he has to him. And then his girlfriend makes him quit gambling, but then it doesn't last long because Edward Norton, who's Matt Damon's friend in the movie, comes out of prison and he owes a giant debt. And so he agrees to help him try to pay it off, and then just a bunch of
Pretty much
unfortunate
goes
events
goes
happen.
from there.
Yeah.
It is an awesome movie, and especially if you like poker, by like even if you just play it.
Yeah.
And KGB's character is one of the
It's
one of
it's
the best.
funny, like it's
Yeah.
Oh, he's
funny
hilarious.
just because like the way he talks and stuff.
And
But
he has a vast amount of
Yeah.
quotable lines in it.
Oh, yes.
Like,
pay that
Very-
man his money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you
and
like
Matt Damon
poker-
was young in this
yeah,
too.
it's
That was, like, right after-
98. It's actually
98,
pretty
so
close to
it's, yeah.
Talented Mr.
Right
Ripley.
It was before Talented Mr. Ripley.
Yeah.
Right after Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, the late 90s had a lot of great movies.
Seems like Matt Damon was
Oh,
in
man,
it all.
Matt Damon was
he
a-
was the man back
Saved
then.
Private Ryan too.
Yeah, and
How much time did he have?
A couple years of his life. Sad.
Set the set.
Matt Damon actually last year as well. He was in Downsizing and Suburbicon.
Yeah.
Maybe another one. I'm not sure.
was
Probably.
The Wall last year as well, like that?
Oh, I think the year before.
Oh,
but-
the-
I don't know if you
okay,
guys remember
That
that.
was last year. 'cause I remember Jimmy Kimmel making fun of
last
it.
year.
Oh, okay,
like
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I remember.
Willem
remember they
Dafoe
mentioned
too?
this- Yeah.
yeah.
See it?
You will, yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
that's one
Fighting
like,
monsters and
Was Matt
dragons.
Damon in Thor Ragnarok for a second?
He was
He
in
was.
Thor Ragnarok. Yeah.
Well, so speaking of Matt
Yeah.
Damon cameos, you had to bring up Road Trips.
Oh, no, oh man.
That's hilarious.
Euro Trip?
Is it?
Yeah, Euro Trip, yeah.
Euro
Euro
Trip,
Trip,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was just.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that could be one of the funniest cameos in any
Yeah.
movie.
For some reason he's in it too, and he's a big actor
Yeah.
at that point.
Oh, that's so funny.
He also was in Interstellar, but he
Yeah.
didn't want to credit himself to be in that movie.
Yeah, that's
for
so
some
weird. If you look at
reason.
the cast, he's not in the movie.
He's not in, yeah.
But he's in the movie.
Apparently
Like,
that's like a thing that
Yeah.
about that movie.
he didn't
I
want
don't
to
know
be
why.
casted as it, and I saw him, and I was like,
Yeah.
is that Matt Damon? And then
And
Yeah,
he's in it for like
He's in it for a
bit.
bit chunk.
he's actually a
Really?
madman in it
It's
too.
weird. Apparently he's like not. I don't know.
He is, like,
I was
one of
reading
the-
something like not credited in the movie or something.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
one of, like the
I don't know
major.
why that is.
Well, like,
Like-
by saying that, it's kind of
Like,
Yeah,
point of
like
conflict
you know what I
in
mean.
the
Like
movie.
I
Oh, he
don't
does?
get that.
I think it was probably just something weird he wanted to do. Because I remember reading something
Strange.
he didn't want
I
to
think
do.
he can afford to do it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some actors are like that. They just
Yeah,
like
maybe just like before, go watching the movie. You don't expect seeing a big star like
yeah,
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Matthew Bionica.
Something weird like that, I guess.
Show. But yeah.
My next one is Anomalisa. I don't know if anyone here has seen that movie.
Can't say that.
Never heard
Was
of
that
it.
the one you were saying the other day?
Yeah, it's a 2015 stop motion film, and it's probably one of the best looking stop motion films ever. And the story is not like anything crazy. It's just about a guy who is a customer service representative, and he's giving a speech at a thing, at a seminar, and it showcases depression and anxiety better than most live action films. Like the emotions that these stop motion figures show
Yeah.
is better than a lot of actors, quite frankly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think actually, I think I seen that on a like the Watch Mojo's videos recently. Actually, it actually looks really, really good.
I highly recommend it.
The
How
only
long
thing
is
I've
it?
seen about it is
An hour and a half.
I've seen. I think it's directed or written by Charlie Kaufman, and he also wrote Being John Malkovich, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and there's a movie on Netflix called Adaptation, starred Nicolas Cage, and he actually plays Charlie Kaufman's character, like
Yeah,
in that movie.
like the writer of.
And
Okay.
I looked up that movie that you were talking about, and he either wrote it or directed it. I'm not sure.
He's a mastermind.
But, yeah, geez, you're
Yeah.
pushing out nothing but
I
good
don't know if
stuff.
anyone has that
Yeah.
on the list, but I guess
Something that this
honorable
movie,
mention.
something that this movie does that I find very interesting as well is all but the two main characters in the film have the exact same voice actor,
Oh, really?
the same voice,
That's
and it's
cool.
because in the movie the character, one thing that he really connects with the other character is her voice and how unique it is and how much he loves it, and
Okay.
they do. There's a technique that they do later on in the film that is very interesting and it's something like I never seen before.
Really?
Yeah, that
That's a
sounds
good watch,
interesting.
yeah.
Netflix movies.
All right, my fifth one. It's a movie called Beach Rats. This is crazy independent. The actor that's in it was just nominated for an Indie Spirit Award with like Chalamet,
Oh, wow.
all those guys.
Oh,
So, but
Not
this,
bad company.
yeah, really though. And this movie is about a guy. I'd say he's probably around 19 or 20, and he lives in New York, and he hangs out with these guys around the beach, like Coney Island, and they're like hooked on drugs, and they're just bad cats in
Bad
general.
cats.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
he's really a good guy at heart, but he's gay, and he doesn't want to tell his friends or anyone in that matter, and he meets older guys on this Brooklyn chat site online, and he goes with them at night,
Okay,
and
that's cool.
he goes with them, and his friends wonder what's going on. He's trying to cover it up with having a girlfriend. His father's dying of cancer,
Oh wow.
and
Life's in
he's
shambles.
just
Yeah.
and it's just him trying to battle himself in the head, trying to like pretty much come out that he's gay.
Sound-
Like
yeah,
there's
sounds really powerful.
powerful
A lot of
scenes. when
internal
he's-
conflict.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
Yeah,
powerful
it's cool.
scene where his mother's asking what's wrong, and he's just unresponsive, but he's like crying,
Hard
he's
to
shaking his
say,
head,
yeah.
and you know he doesn't want to say it, and especially come from with the friends that he has. They're like
Yeah.
hoodlums, kind of.
Yeah.
But no, I think it was just this year, and I've seen it on a couple top 10 best movie
just
year
came-
lists.
just
Yeah,
came out,
so
yeah.
I decided to watch it, and it's definitely well worth the watch.
Yeah, to give it a watch. Remember you were saying that it's
Yeah, it's
really
good. Yeah.
My fifth, I think, is Half Nelson, starring Ryan Gosling and Anthony Mackie from all the Avenger movies.
Yeah, Falcon. Is it?
Yeah, Falcon. And everyone knows Ryan Gosling. And this movie is like a teacher that's just like he's also addicted to drugs, and he's just like life isn't good, and he's just like sad about a lot of things, and he meets like a student, like he's a coach of a basketball team, and it's like one of the students, like him, and they like really connect with each other, and he tries to like help her out, and it's like I think it's New York.
Yeah.
New York, they're living. It's just, and he's trying to like help. Like Anthony Mackie is like his character's not really the best of a guy, and like there's just like a lot of things happening. And
Yeah.
Half Nelson, or Ryan Gosling plays a great role.
Yeah,
Well,
he
basically,
was-
anything with Ryan Gosling's worth
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah.
He was
He's,
nominated for this role too.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
2006.
Yeah.
It's not that new.
Oh yeah, it's kind of old.
Yeah, it's probably one of his first like big roles.
I'd say one of his better roles too, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Oh,
Like,
it's-
he has so many though. So.
Yeah, oh definitely
You
one of
know,
his
But
better.
it seems like he still doesn't get a whole lot of credit. It seems like
Recognition,
no one
no.
really talks about him
It's
being
true.
like a top actor. Like a
Yeah.
great
It's
actor.
weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
I love him though.
Because like I can't really think of a movie that he's put out that I didn't enjoy.
To me, he's kind of like Jake Gyllenhaal, to be honest.
I was gonna say Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal. Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal,
Yeah,
not personally.
because
Yeah.
he
Make nothing but good movies.
if one guy doesn't get recognized, it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He is
but you
fantastic.
can actually say the same about Ryan Gosling because
Oh, 100%. Did he ever get nominated? Oh, well, for that, I guess.
for
For
Half
anything
Nelson-
else, though?
I think La La Land he did.
Seems like he's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like he's really known for his like romantic
Yeah.
movies
Yeah,
and like
which is kind of sad.
which is kind of sucks because he's
His
so-
better roles are like the other.
Yeah, because
everything
he's,
else.
he's
like,
such a
Drive
diverse.
and-
He's Drive. That's a good
Yeah.
one too.
He did good in Blade Runner recently.
He's
Yeah.
he's such a diverse actor, and it's not talked about
exactly.
enough.
Yeah, that's definitely a good movie, and it's not long. I think it's like an hour.
Also, like
Half Nelson,
Ryan
yeah.
Gosling and
Hour of 30?
the Nice Guys as well.
That's-
that
that,
is
is,
such a-
that might be one
I
of
was
my
watching that
favorite
yesterday
performances
again.
ever.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
such a funny movie.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I remember it first came out that I had plans to watch that in theaters. I just never
Yeah.
did, and I didn't watch it for the longest time. And then I seen it somewhere. I can't remember where I seen it. I threw
It's
it
on
on, and
Android box.
yeah, it might have been Andrew Box. I did not read it though. Fantastic.
Oh, that is-
the
soundtrack,
director,
one of the
Shane
best.
Black, also said, "Yes, there's going to be a sequel to this."
Yeah, I
movie.
hope so. I
Oh,
was reading
yeah.
something recently. And apparently, they were trying to make it a TV show with them too, but they're like apparently the plot, or like or not the plot, or just like they couldn't get it going anywhere, so they just
Yeah.
said we'll make it a movie. And
Russell Crowe's
Yeah,
hilarious.
so, yeah,
Definitely.
Russell Crowe's great.
Oh,
too,
he's
yeah.
so funny.
It's a different role for him too.
Like, very subtly funny.
He is.
Like,
It's like dry. He's like the dry
it's,
humor.
it's a comedy crime. And
Buddy cop.
It's buddy cop
Yeah.
set in like the 70s,
Uh,
60s,
60s or
70s.
70s, yeah.
And
Which
it
is a good
is
era.
just
In LA.
hilarious.
Height of disco in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good movie.
That was my, I think, 2016 was,
Yeah,
my,
it was
it was my
2016.
favorite film of 2016.
Yeah.
It's
see it.
probably one of mine, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
funny. But yeah, F. Nelson, if you want to watch it on Netflix.
My next one, I think me and Steve have it in common actually. Dazed Confused.
Yeah.
Like, it's maybe not be as much as a hidden gem as it used to be because it's really known as a cult classic.
Yeah.
But it's 93, Matthew McConaughey, Ben Affleck, and then just Jason London, and then another guy named Wiley Wiggins. I actually don't think those
No.
two act anymore.
Yeah,
but,
I think
but,
that might have been.
Not
Yeah,
anything
it.
popular.
but they are the actually two lead roles in it. And it's directed by Richard Linklater.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
He made like Boyhood and stuff
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
He has fantastic movies.
He is.
And it's based in the late '70s, so a great era
Yeah.
altogether. And it's during the last day of high school, and just basically just a bunch of kids being kids, and it has so many like quotable lines. The
Oh, it's
soundtrack
awesome.
is probably one of the best of all time.
That's the best
Yeah.
one of the best openings to a movie I've
Yeah,
ever seen.
for sure.
There's a thing about that movie, and Richard Linklater was trying to get Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith, and Aerosmith doesn't like giving their music, so he paid $100,000 to get Sweet Emotion for the very first of the movie.
I'm sure the budget was 105,000.
Yeah, and that's crazy considering it's an independent movie,
is.
right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
like just for him to get that amount of money just for one song,
know.
for like
That
one
risk,
like
it's big of a risk.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's cool to look at
And-
watch
and
that movie and like the
technically-
actors too. Like
yeah,
all like
and
the
technically
big
back
ones.
then it didn't pay off because
It
it
didn't.
didn't do well in the box
No.
office.
Oh, it was
at
a
all
major
when it first
flop.
came out,
Yeah.
but it's probably one of the biggest cult classics of all time.
And the biggest cult thing from that is Matthew McConaughey
Yeah,
saying,
all right.
all right.
Yeah.
One of the funniest lines ever.
Yeah.
And he heard that from playing the Jim Morrison tape. And Jim Morrison on live CD
yeah.
said, all right.
Wasn't he trying to like
And he
get
said,
amped up for
he's
it?
like, yeah, I'm going to try to sound cool with the kids, so I'm going to listen, like, what would Jim Morrison say? And
Oh,
he said
actually,
that.
I know,
And
that's
now
good.
it's the most quotable thing
Yeah.
ever.
And it's another cool thing about the movie. In during the ending scenes, well, not quite the ending scene, almost. They're in a football field, just like smoking a joint, and they actually did smoke actual weed in that scene, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
actually kind of
Yeah, it is
cool.
cool.
It's like different, but
yeah, usually don't see that in movies.
no.
Oh god.
All right, my next one is also a 2-for-1 again.
Two for
These
one
are
special.
both 2-for-1 special. These are both by Werner Herzog, and they're both documentaries. The first one is Into the Abyss, which is about death row inmates and like just the process of going through that. They interview a couple of the inmates, asking them about the crime, how they feel, whether or not they think they deserve to die, and a bunch of philosophical questions like this. And the other one is From 1 Second to the Next, which is about texting and driving, and it takes the stories from not only victims from texting and driving, but also the people that committed the crimes and how they feel, which it's a perspective they don't actually you see often. You'll usually
never
see
see really, yeah.
victims or families of the
Yeah.
victims and such. So this one also shows this perspective of the person who was texting and driving. I think just for that reason alone, it's you should watch it.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never heard of. I heard of the first one, but I never heard of the second one.
Yeah, so I'll have to give that a watch for sure. What was the second one called?
First one was Into the Abyss, and the second
Okay,
one
yeah.
is From 1 Second to the Next.
Into the Abyss, that was one of the most like famous documentaries of all time, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's pretty good,
I
but,
heard
like,
about that before.
A lot of people either don't watch documentaries for whatever reason, or they just
Yeah.
dismiss them.
And Netflix has so many good documentaries.
The documentaries have to get bad rap for like being boring
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
But,
But
like,
I find
yeah.
they're so
Most
interesting.
of them are put together in suspenseful, tense ways.
One of the-
I love good documentaries.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
too, yeah.
They're great.
I don't know if it's on Netflix anymore. One of the most like, it's like I don't know. It's just like kind of like a sickening documentary. It's called The Act of Killing. I don't know if you guys are. It's just
I
like
think it's still on there.
I think it was. It's like in the 70s or something like that. Based. It's just like how how I don't know. I think it's in Korea. I don't know if I'm wrong though. It's just like how many people like were killed there by like when like the government was like doing like stuff. It's
Oh,
actually
okay.
and like it talks about the guys that actually killed them.
Oh,
Like they
really?
would like show how they used to like kill like civilians and they just walk the streets like they're not in jail. It's like because like they were like death squads, and it's like the
Scary
way
stuff.
yeah, it's really good. I like it.
Either way, and it's documentary for that reason, but it's interesting how their real life stories,
Yeah.
and it's just raw footage, and just it's real people, like a ton of actors, just
Scary stuff.
yeah, it's
Also, there's a documentary that used to be on Netflix. It's not on there anymore, but if you can find a way to watch it, it's Dear Zachary.
Oh man.
God.
yeah.
It's probably
That is-
The saddest.
probably the best
Sad.
documentary I've ever seen, and it is
It's on YouTube.
sad. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, that's where I watched it.
Also has a little connection to Well, not really, but Maritimes per se, I guess.
Yeah.
Newfoundland.
Atlantic
because-
provinces, yeah.
Atlantic provinces, yeah.
Yeah, one of the people in the documentary are from Newfoundland.
Yeah,
That's where a lot of things happen.
Pretty cool, but
What you
heart
did?
wrenching.
Oh, it's so sad.
Definitely give it a watch though.
Yeah.
There's Zachary. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube last month.
Not bad.
Go around one more time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. My last one is another horror film. Seems like I'm.
Love them, eh?
Seems like yeah.
An horror genre.
It Follows. This is directed by David Robert Mitchell, and this is one of the most like eeriest movies that I've seen ever, not just in recent time, and a very good horror movie. It's basically a thing where a guy or this girl, she gets this. It's a sexually it's given sexually.
It's like a curse.
It's like a
It's-
sexually
yeah.
transmitted curse.
Yeah.
Where someone, once if it's given to you, someone is following you at all times, no matter where you are.
It's decent.
They walk at a slow pace, and you have to give it to someone else. So you have to have sex with someone else to give it to them. And if you don't, then the person who's following you, if they finally get you, then they'll kill you.
Thumbs up.
But the whole time, it's just so eerie because the person the whole time is being followed at us, and you don't know who it is. They come in, it's like a different person every time that is following you, and you don't know who it is, when are they coming, but they are coming
Yeah.
because someone's always following you,
Very on
but
edge,
you don't
right?
know
Yeah.
where they are. And I find it was just the score itself. It sounded like the original Halloween score, like the songs, and it was just
Yeah.
horrifying.
The film takes a lot of influence from 80s slasher films
That was it.
and things like that, and the original score for the film is reminiscent of
does.
Halloween and kind of like an arcadey feel.
Does
But something I really like about the movie as well is it will you can see something as an audience member in the background that the characters don't see and they never see.
it's slowly
And
approaching.
It's slowly approach, and it's just moments like that where you're like, you got
On edge.
go start
And,
moving,
um,
and they're just
It's following you.
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually
And
never saw that. Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino also called this a modern masterpiece. So
Yeah, he loves it.
This came
So,
out 2014, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
And whenever I talk about good modern horror films, this is the first one that I
Yeah.
mentioned, and
Yeah.
a lot of people dismiss it just based on the premise, like you say,
Well, yeah.
sexually transmitted
it
curse.
sounds stupid,
If you
but
were to
Yeah.
hear the plot itself, then
Yeah.
you might get turned away from it, but it actually is really, really
it's
good.
crazy. Yeah,
I want to watch it, but
it's haunting
I
to
don't
watch.
have I don't have anyone to watch it with. I'm too scared to watch it alone.
Show it to your kids to keep
Yeah.
them from having sex.
Sex.
Yeah.
Should be in every school.
Yeah, an educational film,
Yeah.
really.
Oh, that was yours.
So yeah, give that a watch.
I have two, so I'm just gonna pick one. Drive or lobster?
Pick a lobster.
Lobster. Yeah, people probably saw Drive. We already talked about it, kind of.
Yeah.
The Lobster, starring Colin Farrell, Rachel Wines, and John C. Reilly, and the director Yorgos
Lanthimos.
Yorgos.
Lanthimos.
Yeah.
And this is one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that is in my
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
weird, and it's pretty much in the world. It's set on Earth, but it's like in a different world where you must have like a partner, like you must have like someone you're with, and like if you don't find a partner, you're like you get to pick what animal you want to be like for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And
transformed into
yeah, like
Yes.
Colin Farrell, for some weird reason,
Strangely picks a lot.
strangely picks because they live
He has
forever.
a good defense for it.
He does.
They live forever, so.
But the way he comes across as he
Yeah.
says it, it's just like, what?
No, he's just a weird.
Yeah.
The girl even says most people pick a dog.
Most
Yeah.
people pick that. Good choice.
Yeah.
The way like Yorgos like gets his actors like talk and the dialogue is
Yeah.
like incredible,
Yes.
and it's like so like such a dark movie.
Yeah, it's a great game to have like dark humor if you're
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that in it.
John C. Reilly.
We talked about
Yeah.
Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Yeah.
And that's like it's pretty much not the same movie but same style.
And this was nominated for original screenplay.
It was
Last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
Good ratings,
Well deserved.
7.1 and 88% Rotten Tomatoes, and it's only like I say it's like little over 2 hours, but it's really good.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And the last scene will keep you
I
thinking.
was gonna say,
Oh,
the ending scene is one of the most memorable
Yeah,
ending
it
scenes
will.
I've seen in a bit because
Yeah.
it's one of those just
Basically, pick what you
yeah,
think.
That's
figure it out.
This is
Her
probably
head.
this is probably one of my favorite films of all time. Like I might
Oh,
put
yes.
this in my top
Oh,
three.
great.
I
so
love
weird.
it so much.
Yeah, it's so good.
Super original, and it's you will not see this movie like from anywhere else,
No.
or like in the future. I don't think anything will even come close to this unless it's by the same director.
He's the only guy that can make a movie like that. I
Yeah.
think. Just for, like judging from like the
Both of his
Killing of a Sacred
films.
Deer too.
Both of his films. I'm not going to give out the premise in Killing of a Sacred Deer,
'Cause
but it's kind of like a spoiler. But
yeah.
they're both ideas that are just crazy, and
Yeah.
it's like to have to think of that is mind-boggling
Oh.
in
Mhm.
itself. That you
Yeah.
could come up with such a concept.
Like the dialogue, you would never hear
The
that in any
dialogue
other
alone.
film.
And
Yeah.
I remember seeing the trailer for Lobster when I was watching another movie, and I
Yeah,
seen. I was
it
like,
looks
I'm not
so-
seeing this
it
movie. It
looks
looks so
so
weird.
weird.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
but then, like I eventually came around, and very glad I did because it's fantastic.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's definitely you're definitely gonna think you're watching a weird
You might-
movie. You
yeah,
might think we're weird,
But
but
like stick through
through.
and finish it.
Yeah.
It's great.
great cast. The girl.
John C. Reilly's.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Frank
tough-
Stallone.
do.
It's hard not to stay interested just because of how different it is
Yeah.
compared to actual like dating practices and stuff like that.
for
Like
sure.
when you first get to the hotel where you have to meet someone, your hand is tied behind your back just to prove a point that things are easier with two.
Yeah.
And like everything's surrounded and based around
You need two people.
being in a couple, and in the outside world, if you're seen without one, you get questioned by authorities.
You get arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. It's so weird and
And like we said, completely original. If you want to see
oh,
a film
most
like
original
this.
movie I've ever watched, and it's good. I definitely watch it if you.
Also, the music in the film is
Eerie.
It's airy, but
Yeah.
it's also beautiful at
Great.
the same time.
The opera kind of style.
Yeah.
You had some weird time on your hands.
Also has some like
Watch it.
weird placed slow motion scenes that just work somehow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does
Yeah.
whatever in his movies, and it just works because you
Yeah.
know he's just gonna be weird, and that's
Yeah.
just what it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's his style, and you
Yeah.
can get away with it, right?
Yeah.
Mark.
My last one is Salt. This might not be as hidden as the other ones. It's with Angelina Jolie and Liev Schreiber.
Oh,
Yeah.
Directed by Philip Noyce. It's Angelina Jolie is a CIA officer who was accused of being a Russian spy by a Russian defector.
Yeah.
Defector, yeah?
Yeah, defector, yeah.
Defectant.
And
Disinfectant.
and so basically she's trying to prove her innocence while she's on the run, and the more she's on the run, like the more information comes out and the more guilty she seems. It's actually
It's a mind warper.
yeah, it's pretty twist and turny, but it's actually really good. And if you haven't seen it, give it a watch.
Your dad loves it.
I watched this a while ago. I think like they were kind of going with a similar thing with the kind of character in Atomic Blonde, I think. But
I haven't seen that.
I definitely like Salt.
Saw it.
Yeah,
more,
Salt
yeah.
is
Yeah,
really
it
good.
was.
And the first time
I
I
didn't
seen
even
it,
know it was on Netflix actually.
yeah, it is.
Neither did I.
I didn't.
And it's like one of those movies that if you've seen it once, you can go back and watch it
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
Like, but it is really good. I'd definitely recommend it.
Okay, well, I have two more, but we talked about one in the last thing, which was Good Time. And my last one, though, is The Invitation. This is a psychological thriller.
Actually, I had it on my list too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
This is
Yeah,
a psychological
I'll put that down.
thriller about a guy who gets invited to his ex-wife's house for a dinner, plus all of their friends, and things start to get weird.
From the
Yeah.
from
From
the get go.
Just
It
big on
actually
easy
it
feelings.
starts off similar to Get Out.
Really?
It
Yeah,
does.
you can get
Because
those kind of yeah.
It does.
It-
Very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
the-
a road incident.
Yeah, road incident like with the deer and Get Out.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
So
Yeah, you know.
I just realized that, but all the
Yeah.
vibes throughout the whole thing.
And what also just like Get Out, there's always like an uneasy feeling throughout
Yeah.
the whole movie, and and just there's one actor who just knows that no one else does
Yeah.
it. Right?
And it's the main guy in
Yeah,
Invitation.
yeah,
I noticed. Yeah.
It's just like Get Out, right? But and like another thing about this movie, like my grandfather, all he does is watch westerns from 1930 to 1960. He don't watch anything
Only
else.
genre.
And
Man.
and he watches and he actually loved it.
Yeah,
so like
it is
so
like-
if he loves
Oh, you
it,
saw it?
anyone,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Joe loved
There
it.
you go. Then anyone's gonna
Yeah.
watch it. That's
Yeah.
actually a gem I have to watch.
Yeah.
It's the kind of movie that you get weird vibes from some of the people, and you don't know why at first, and then things start to unravel, and you get more information, and you're like, okay. And the reason why everybody stays is to not be rude.
Yeah.
Which is something that a lot of people do
Exactly.
in real
It
life.
is true,
Yeah.
It's pretty really
And
the ending is
I would
also.
say this is
Talking about maniacal.
Yeah, this is another movie with a great ending.
Yeah. Definitely watch that one. It's actually been on Netflix for a while.
It has been. Yeah.
It's like newish, isn't it? 2015.
I also like that main actor.
So do I. He's
not in a whole lot,
no.
but I like him.
And what's his name is
I can see
from
him.
Game of Thrones. Who's in it? He plays like the first or the second. Daenerys' like lover for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? I
Yeah.
don't even know.
Oh, the guy with the beard?
Yeah,
Oh.
he's in it, and he's
I thought you meant the guy from Deadpool.
No, but
Also,
it's his character.
Yeah,
But
like,
the other
that's what I mean,
guy,
like
yeah.
that.
what's the guy in The Invitation that he also plays the guy in the Zodiac, the big guy.
The big guy. Yeah, I know what
Oh.
you're talking about.
Oh, that plays like... I know what you're talking
I don't
about.
know what his name
I don't know
is,
his
but
name.
yeah,
He's not
he
too
plays a
much.
good role in The Invitation, though.
John Carroll Lynch.
There we go.
Yeah,
Bald dude.
That's him. Yeah.
Well, dude.
Big guy.
Yeah, the main character in it, Will. That's what I was thinking. I couldn't think of his name.
Will,
He's called
yeah.
Logan Marshall.
Oh, okay. Not in much though.
Yeah, he's definitely...
No.
I don't
No.
think I've ever heard his name before.
For characters on Cinemacast, we got the bald dude
That's
and
it.
Shane from Walking Dead.
Very, very informative.
Yeah, a couple
Can't
classics.
believe we went through a whole thing and not mentioned Shane from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's none of the movies
he
we...
was probably in 10 of the movies we listed. But
He's in everything. No, I don't think he
no,
was.
shockingly.
That's actually shocking.
Maybe.
Good for him. Staying out of a few movies.
You know, I could not mention Shane from The Walking
Yeah.
Dead.
You got to. That's our thing every week.
The second episode he's already.
Shane from The Walking Dead.
And James Blackman's on here.
But yeah, we know everyone has Netflix out there, so if you don't
Yeah.
have it, get an account because we all do probably.
Yeah.
But we gave you a lot of movies to watch,
Oh, yeah,
and if you're
probably
ever
need to
looking for
watch-
something,
Hope you were writing these down.
20 to 24 movies.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time in your hand.
Yeah,
and-
a lot of hours.
but they are worth the
They are
watch
worth
though,
it.
because they are very good movies.
I try to pick ones that are kind of short too.
Yeah.
So there are always a lot of quick ones on there.
I don't know if you guys wrote down any of these things, but like any movie news or rumors that you've heard recently.
I've heard, well, today actually, Martin Scorsese posted a picture on Instagram. His new movie, The Irishman, is done.
Okay.
So it's completed,
Netflix
and
original?
that's actually set to go on Netflix. I'm not sure when, but even the step that it's done is
Yeah.
a big thing
That
because
cast-
I'm excited.
The
Yeah,
cast
I
is
am.
ridiculous, but
And
they're also
That's
very
also
old.
different for him for doing a Netflix original.
yeah, really though. Yeah,
That's all-
Robert De Niro, Pacino, Joe
It's-
Pesci, like
Oh,
That-
the cast is insane.
That's the new wave now.
Yeah.
But like,
It's like that.
which is good because
It's gonna be that
you
and Amazon.
because you can watch it
good
right
for
away,
people.
right?
Yeah, but
Amazon
yeah,
actually got good movies. I don't know the boys like
Oh,
the,
yeah.
like the
They have like
Amazon
they'll
Prime.
have like
Oh, yeah.
Manchester by the Sea.
Amazon Prime Video has like a lot of like gems, and then they'll just a lot of awful things. as
Yeah,
well.
I just saw good ones. I know they have like a TV show out where the guy is like, I have no idea what it's called, but I won't even get
I
into it.
know they got
because
one called like The Tick.
I think that's what I'm
Oh,
talking about.
That
Mr.
looks
Robot is
horrendous.
on Amazon
Oh,
Prime
yeah,
Video,
it
and
is.
that's a great
You
show.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tick.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one was,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was so
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was like
I thought it was a
they're
joke.
I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
also-
thought it was like a commercial for some like
Yeah,
bug
so
pump or
did I.
something.
Amazon helped like
Kirk.
fund this or something, but they also immediately got Manchester by the Sea.
Manchester by the
Yeah.
Sea.
Yeah, which is big.
What
because-
they with something
because
they
Casey
came out this
Affleck,
year?
right?
That's
Like that
amazing
was
film.
one of the best pictures though.
Yeah.
That was one of the saddest
I forget.
films. That film was
Manchester by the
depression.
Sea?
Oh,
Yeah.
big
That's
time.
so good. Is
Yeah.
that on Netflix?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Well, that
I don't know if it ever will be. Just
Don't
because
worry.
of
Just
Just-
because of Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry, he won't get far on foot. That's Amazon. New one coming out with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh,
he's
yes,
in the
that is.
wheelchair, and Jonah Hill.
Oh yeah.
That's
that-
maybe
that
that's what
looks
I
kinda
thought.
funny.
That,
Yeah.
that does look good.
But yeah, so that's my that's what I've heard anyway from movie news as far as upcoming stuff.
I got a couple things. The first is a couple articles came out today, and they're talking about the Oscars, and the Oscar ratings hit an all-time low. And the last one, the 2018 one that just happened yesterday, was actually down 15% in ratings from last year.
Really.
Yeah, so
And
I don't.
Last year wasn't great either, so.
It's because of the
Yeah.
all the political talk that
Nobody
They
wants
were
to sit
spewing.
there and
I do
watch
think-
everyone talk like that. Like,
I do think that's one of the main reasons, and
Yeah.
at this rate, I don't know how long it's going to be sustainable to have the Oscars.
I mean, if it keeps dropping,
Well, if you keep dropping like that,
great.
then
to drop 15% in
That's
one
pretty
year.
ridiculous.
That's a big number, and
That is
like
a big
and
number.
the more drops, like the more money they lose, right?
Yeah.
And in the end, that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
It's money and ratings.
And kind of on the same topic, involving Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence is thinking about taking a year off of filmmaking to get students engaged in politics. Why? I don't know.
I was gonna say why.
Okay.
And
Why
like,
would she do
and
that?
Nothing against her, but
Yeah.
she's not the most intelligent one out there.
No.
Like, I don't know if that's rude to say.
No,
but,
that's
but
true though. But
Like,
like,
if you
She definitely doesn't come off as I don't
if-
know her, but
well, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
her person
Yeah.
basis, but if you've seen any of her interviews,
yeah, she's
like she's not really someone that you can
why?
sit down
Why?
and sit
Yeah.
down.
Why would she take her hand in politics? Like, I don't. She might be a big.
It's like
avid,
it's like
lover of it,
a
but-
biologist taking a hand in I don't know, directing or
Yeah,
cinematography. Like,
it's just
there's no need for it.
doesn't sound right.
good for her, I guess.
Stick,
But
Yeah.
stick to what you know, and like if you want, like you use your platform as an actress or an actor
Yeah.
to speak about stuff like that, but like
Yeah.
don't go and make that your
Exactly,
life.
yeah.
Like,
Here, my biggest issue with it is everyone is free to have their own opinions about anything, but when you're someone like Jennifer Lawrence and you suggest something like I suggest you guys do this or do that,
Yeah.
she has such a big following
Oh, she does.
that it doesn't matter what
Exactly.
she says.
People are
These
gonna
people
do
are
it.
going to support her
yeah, that's
without
what I mean, right?
like there's no like
and you're
critical
not
thought
really sure
involved.
how credible it would be either, right? Like,
Yeah, and a lot of these people are like young and very impressionable, and they see her, they see J Law, as they call her
They'll
up
just
there.
follow her no
Yeah.
matter what.
Exactly, and
you see that a lot with with like the YouTubers and stuff too, right? Like
Exactly.
no matter
Yeah.
what they do, no matter how around they are, they'll always have that group of
Yeah.
young
yeah,
people
like
that.
Logan
love it.
Paul is
Yeah.
Oh,
the
man.
most recent example.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
There's also one more thing I have, and no, but Scarface is being remade, which
yes.
I don't know what to say about
Uh,
that.
like the
Really,
fourth-
like the fourth
yeah,
time, by the way.
it is.
Is it?
They have an actor
They casted
all
him,
ready
yeah.
to go. I don't know his name.
he's nobody though, isn't he?
He's not really. Yeah, he's not been in much, but apparently, and these are rumors, and I'd say this will fall through, but they had the Coen brothers to write it.
Yeah. Are
So
they
if that
directing
happens,
to
Okay, well,
no, they're not directing.
If they did the Coen Brothers, then there is some hope.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
but
But
remakes.
I say that might fall through because it doesn't seem like something the Coen brothers would want.
Tackle,
But that
yeah.
is a rumor that's.
And like,
That would be good, though.
remakes of classic movies
Yeah.
very rarely work
Yeah,
out.
I know.
And like
We're talking about like the Shining too.
Yeah.
What, last week were we about how they're remaking
Yeah,
that?
Yeah.
they're doing.
Yeah, they're doing the
sequel.
sequel.
Which is, you just shouldn't even.
I don't know,
do
you
it.
should-
Well,
Yeah.
I will.
I don't know if anything.
Doctor Sleep
Well,
or something
speaking
like
of
that.
sequels, the Incredibles 2 coming out.
Incredibles. That's actually
That's
gonna be good.
good.
That's actually
I
good.
think
forward
that's
to
good.
that.
Just
I-
So,
I actually consider that my favorite superhero movie.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
It's just
Great.
a classic, right?
Because just the way it mixes everyday family life for them. And,
Great ratings too.
Yeah.
Yeah, ratings are
And you know
fantastic.
what? Like, it's voice
Also
acting
just-
plus a lot of great actors
Oh,
in
it
it
is.
as well.
And this is one of the first
Samuel.
movies to ever
Wait, like Super Soup.
to ever like take in like the thing where the superheroes are not wanted.
Yeah.
Like there's actually a ban on them.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
You'll see that in like the like Watchmen, the old comics
Yeah.
and stuff. But as far as
Watchmen's
like,
actually good too.
it's not bad. Yeah,
That's a
it's
decent movie.
Zack Snyder, I think,
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's probably his best superhero film that he's ever done.
I'd say.
Batman vs Superman. I think
That
it
it
is.
is. Yeah.
It's a bad movie.
But as far as the Coen Brothers writing something, I forget which movie it was, but recently
They
there
wrote
was a-
Suburbicon.
Yeah,
That
the
did
Suburbicon.
horrendous. But it's because of the Weinstein Company.
That's what
100%. Well, I never seen it, but
yeah, I've only seen the trailer for
Yeah.
Suburbicon.
I
This was
kind of want to watch it just
So
for
do
the
I.
fact.
I remember when it was coming out, everyone was like, "This is going to be like a really good movie."
it looked really good.
Yeah,
it was
it did.
written by the Coen
Matt Damon
Brothers,
too.
and
George Clooney
George
directed
Clooney
it.
directed it.
Yeah.
But this was the first and I think the only film Weinstein film that came out directly after the
Yeah.
allegations.
And once that happens,
And-
That's it.
Yeah, just the credibility and the
Yeah.
public eye just
Yeah.
got away
But
from it.
I watched the trailer before any of this came out, and I remember saying to myself, "This looks like it's going to be a fun movie."
looks like it might be maniacal itself.
It does look pretty good, honestly, but
And as we've seen with Black Panther, it's not hard for people to mass like or dislike a film on
Yeah.
rating sites.
that's true.
Oh,
That is
yeah,
very
yeah.
true.
Yeah, like it could just be getting bad ratings because of that, but I don't know. I didn't see it.
Yeah, true. I have to see it.
Yeah, it might be bad.
It could be awful, but
Yeah.
I don't know if we
I
talked.
doubt it's as bad as like people
No,
people are
it
saying.
Oh,
can't.
it definitely
No
looks
way.
bad.
I think I saw like a 3 or 4
Yeah,
on
it really
IMDb or
don't.
something
Yeah,
like that.
that's ridiculous. No, there's
Yeah.
no way. It's like pretty sure The Room has a higher rating than that.
It does.
It does. She got a decent rating.
There you go.
I don't know if we were talking about how, or last week did we talk about how Brad Pitt officially
No, we didn't
No, we
talk
didn't,
about that.
yeah.
But Brad Pitt officially signed on for Quentin Tarantino's new movie.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we said last week about
I think
Rumor.
I think we were talking about how he might be, or
But-
no, like the cast who possibly might be in it, but he
has
officially did sign.
signed
That's
on.
also going to be great.
So that's
That's
gonna
a
be
great
great.
cast.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Great director,
Is he
obviously.
rumored or is he there?
He's rumored. The only ones that are officially is DiCaprio and Brad Pitt,
Yeah, Margot Robbie
Well,
also rumored.
as of right now.
But like they're all rumored.
Right there.
There you
alone.
go.
And the director, right?
Yeah,
so
though,
Is
two of
it-
them.
It's worth a watch.
It's
it
called
is.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and they play the main two characters. So
Yeah. Well, they're both in.
Brad Pitt's DiCaprio's stunt double. Apparently, that's the storyline, and they're all
Oh, really?
actors. Yeah,
Oh, they're like washed
that are
up. Yeah.
they're washed up actors trying to get back in the film.
Like the
So,
Manson.
I think it's just gonna be fun.
Oh, it's
and
gonna be a good movie. Yeah.
Did
awesome.
The budget is ridiculous.
I think I know you guys did. I was talking the trailer that I just seen. I think yesterday, and I think the movie's coming out Friday. For Strangers. And
Oh yeah, Strangers too.
It's almost a shot for shot, or at least line for line movie.
yeah.
It's and
It's just more lights.
I just seen that for there's more lights.
Yeah.
There's also like they have a kid in it and stuff, but it looks like the
And the-
same movie from
well,
the
The
last
thing is, I like the first
Well,
Strangers.
I would say
Yeah.
the first Stranger was probably the original movie that made me not sleep for days.
Oh, it haunted me.
that movie horrified me to the core.
Yeah.
Just because, for one, it's based on true story,
Yeah.
and two, the FBI hasn't found the murderers yet.
It's
Which is
also-
also haunting.
Yeah,
and
they
the-
might be in this room.
Yeah, and
I think Strangers 1 was great, to be
Oh,
honest.
it was,
One,
the
I
ratings do
loved
not
it.
do that
I loved
any
it.
favors.
No.
It is rated very bad.
Yeah.
I think.
I was gonna say I might be on the opposite end here. I don't think it's great. I think it's overrated, but I do think it's better than a lot of horror films.
Oh,
yeah,
it
it's
is.
definitely not as good as the ratings. Like,
Well,
the ratings are like really
the
bad.
reason
for it.
I did lose sleep over it too.
Yeah.
Well,
though.
yeah, that's the thing. The reason why I think it's so good is because, like, you see stuff
It's
about
not
ghosts
monsters.
and stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's not monsters. It's
Yeah.
people.
You don't really,
Yeah.
but it's
It's
actually
monsters.
home invasion,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
feel like
monsters.
that can happen to anyone,
And
obviously.
fun
So
fact, and the actress is Liv Tyler too. Like
Yeah,
Steve
Steve
Tyler's
Tyler's
daughter.
daughter, yeah.
I guess the
Not
second one is
Mary
based
Smith.
on a true story.
And
No,
well,
it's not.
the thing
It's
about
not.
the story, it's actually, if you look into it, it's based on two true stories. One being the Manson murders, just people coming in and
Yeah.
killing people, and the other one being, I think it was like the writer or the director. Actually, it was like their house where the people in masks knocked on the door, asking if someone was home and stuff like that.
That's
Yeah, and then
alright.
they just like
Haunting.
like knocking on the doors and stuff, and then they leave, and it was just very airy and
yeah,
scary.
that's what. Especially the first one, was very eerie with the
Yeah.
country shots.
Oh, and the music too. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
music just went with the movie.
Is that
so
on
well.
Netflix?
Yeah, that's not on Netflix. No,
No, I don't think
it was
so.
at one point.
It was,
though,
yeah, definitely was at one point.
Because I remember we watched it a lot
Yeah.
at one point.
I-
Like
Oh,
They were
every
like
weekend.
word
when we were younger.
But no, Strangers 2. I don't know.
I might watch it.
I will watch it.
Oh, I'll definitely watch it.
100%.
I think it's coming to Cinemacast.
But it is.
Yeah.
It is?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I just think it's not going to be as
Actually,
good
it's
as
a
the
horror movie,
first.
so.
We might
Oh,
have to we might have to review it next podcast.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
definitely.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
maybe we'll see it this Friday. And did you say it's Friday?
Put a review
I
on
think
the
so.
site.
And we'll give a spoiler-free review.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sounds
not.
good.
Maybe
Maybe we'll
spoilers.
tell the whole movie.
Maybe we'll ruin it.
But no, I think that was pretty good. A lot of Netflix films that you recommended.
Yeah, it's
and
definitely
some upcoming movie rumors.
Not the last,
We'll
yeah,
probably
next week,
continue
yeah.
doing upcoming movie rumors just a little bit.
Always have that at the end.
Yeah.
Also, a couple last things here. We're the podcast is going to also be available on SoundCloud as well as YouTube, and this is the second week in a row that it'll be coming out on Tuesday. But from now on, you should expect it on Mondays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just the Oscars and last week.
Just the Oscars.
Yeah.
First week trying to do it.
we had to like push the day.
Mhm.
So yeah, thanks for listening this week, and Monday night will be out next week.
Listen to my SoundCloud.
Have a good one, folks.
Thanks.
See you later.